Hi, this is Chef Paul. Today we're going to be making focaccia. We're going to talk a little bit about focaccia. Focaccia is that Italian bread. Basically, you're going to be making a pizza dough, right? But it has a little extra olive oil in it, and we're going to proof it, and we're going to turn it into focaccia, that Italian bread. So to start with, I've already got the water in here, so we're going to do that straight dough mixing method that we talked about in class, where you just use one bowl. We're going to make everything right in this bowl, and it starts with your liquid. So we're going to do the liquid. I already got the water in here, right? So now we're going to take our yeast, and we're going to put our yeast in here. We're using that dry yeast, put the yeast inside, and then we're going to feed the yeast, and we're going to go ahead and put a tablespoon of that sugar. Remember, yeast feeds on sugar. We're going to mix it slightly. Just going to mix this up. You don't have, just to kind of get it all incorporated. Mix it in here, just like that. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to let it set. I'm going to check it in about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, I think I've been doing it around 4 minutes or so. It's getting smoother. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to it. We're going to do this twice. So I'm going to do that once, and I'm just going to kind of mix that in. And we're going to knead some more oil into it. So I'm just going to go like that, right on the board, just kind of kneading it. There we go. Get that oil in there. That's the difference with focaccia. It's got a lot of oil in it. All right, so I'm going to do this another 3 minutes, and we'll check on it. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more, and this is very little. And then I'm gonna go another 3 minutes, and then we're gonna be done. So I'm gonna do this 3 more minutes, and then I'll show you how we proof it. All right, so I've been doing this for about 10 minutes or so. It's got all the olive oil in it. So now you do that same thing like you do with pizza or any. You get that nice tight ball. You just make it really nice. It should look really smooth like this, just like that. Get that nice closed like that. Then you're gonna go ahead and we're using olive oil again. Put olive oil in here. Now we gotta coat it. Just kind of pop it in here and kind of turn it. Just turn it around, move it around, get it all coated. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap, and we're going to let it proof for about an hour. All right, so our dough is proofed. As you can see, it's doubled in size. You know, we had the plastic wrap on that. It's proofed a lot. That's what you're looking for. It takes anywhere between an hour to 2 hours. It really depends on your environment. Remember, you can turn your oven on 200 degrees, then turn it off, and put it in there, and that will really help speed up the process. What I'm doing now is I'm just throwing some olive oil down because we're going to stretch this. Go ahead and put some more oil down on here. I'm going to throw a little bit of salt on the bottom as well, just a little bit for seasoning on the bottom. All right, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to, all right, now we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to plop this down. All right, now we're gonna just push it down, just like it should. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. Look at this, nice and smooth. And we're gonna make a little focaccia, just like that. Put it here. I'm gonna pour a little more oil on it. Okay, just gotta remember that olive oil is the key with focaccia. It's got so much oil in it. We folded oil into it, and now we're gonna put some more on it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this like this. I'm going to put plastic wrap on it, and I'm going to let it set for, maybe another 2-3 more minutes, and then we're going to dimple it. All right, so now we're at that stage where we're going to kind of dimple it, right? We're just going to put some little holes. We're going to dimple it up, and then I'm going to put a bunch of stuff on it. You can put whatever you want. So let's start with that. You just kind of, with your fingers, you're just going to dimple. You don't have, you can put as many dimples or just have them kind of put them around there so you have to see these holes. Make sure you get them nice. And then we're going to proof this again. So this is going to proof again. So you get it all dimpled like that. And now, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some stuff on it. You could put anything you want. I have roasted garlic, so I'm going to throw some roasted garlic on here. Just a little bit of roasted garlic. Push some of that on here. I have some of these nice tomatoes we're going to put in here. I'm going to push some of these in here. I'm going to be using feta as well. Turn them up this way so you can look. Like I said, you can do whatever you want. I'm using kalamata olives. So we're going to push some of this in here. More like and then we're going to put olive oil in it again. And we're going to push it. There we go. And we're going to proof this again. So I'm going to let this proof again, and then we're going to bake it. I have feta. I'm going to push some feta. Yeah, kind of almost looks like a flatbread. Put that in there. And then I'm gonna do some of these herbs. I got some Italian herbs we're gonna put on here. Some nice Italian herbs. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna let this go. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lightly brush it with oil and we're gonna proof it again. So again, and we're gonna let this proof again. I'm just gonna put a little bit on here. That's that oil. You gotta have oil. There's so much olive oil. That makes it beautiful. Now what I'm gonna do is got my little brush and take it. I'm just gonna kind of go all the way around with this oil. Beautiful. All right. Now we're gonna let this proof a little bit longer and then we're gonna bake it. All right, so you can see our focaccia. It's been proofing. We got all that stuff on. This could be plain too. You don't have to make it like this. Is kind of got a lot going on. This is almost like a Greek style: oregano, feta, kalamata olives, roasted garlic, tomatoes. You can put anything on it. I put a little bit of Parmesan on, very little bit. I'm gonna season it one more time. I'm just gonna add a little bit of seasoning, right? Just a little bit like that. And then I'm gonna add some cracked pepper. There's a little bit of cracked pepper on there, just like that. Then I'm gonna lightly brush it with olive oil. Yes, olive oil. That olive oil on there, just lightly, put a little bit more. And then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bake this. Take about anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes. We're gonna check on it. All that olive oil on here. So focaccia has a lot of fat, olive oil. There we go. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven and we're gonna check it on it in 15 minutes. All right, so let's take a look. We see our focaccia here. It's got the kalamata olives, feta, it's got the Parmesan. It took about 20 minutes in there. I brushed it again with olive oil, so it really takes on that olive oil. It should be nice and brown on the bottom like this one is, and you're good to go. Now, you don't have to put as many stuff on this. You could just put rosemary and garlic, and that's it. But this is your basic focaccia.